Welcome back, my flock. The Badraven here with the man, the myth, the legend,
Drewdrop.
In the Badraven's nest on this beautiful day in April. We have a video that we've been holding on for the flock. I know I've mentioned it in some of my other videos that we were going to the Great Lexington Comic Con.
Oh yes, we were going to the Great Lexington Comic Con again because finally the world is finally getting back to normal pretty good. And that's until they do something else. But anyways, but right now the world's going back to normal. It's looking like. So we wanted to go back, and when they had said some of the guests that were going to be there at Lexington Comic Con, we knew we had to go. Now this was about a week or so ago.
The end of March, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was about the end of March. So this was about a week and a half ago.
Today is like April 12th or 13th.
I'm pretty positive.
Yeah,
yes.
It's been about a couple weeks.
It's been about a couple weeks since we went, but it's okay though. It doesn't matter. But yeah, we wanted to go because we wanted to get back into the spirit again. Yeah. We want to do everything that we want, like we loved again. It's been forever since me and my dad been to a con because this whole virus thing changed everything.
When we first got our tickets, it was in the 2019 or for the 2020 show. Which one was it?
Well, it was a 2020 show, and we got our tickets in 2019 to go to the 2020 show.
And it got canceled, of course, when all the events happened, and then it got pushed to the fall of that year, and then I think it got canceled again.
It got canceled again because the virus kept.
So we thought for sure we were going to have it in 2021, so it came back up to 2021 and got canceled again.
Yeah.
And then the next fall, they did have it.
They did have it in September.
2021.
Yeah, September 2021 fall show, they did have that.
And that's all this was going on. They were really nice at the Lexington Comic Con, which is a good shout out to you.
Oh, yes, Lexington Comic Con, yes.
They let us take our tickets all the way around to the September of 2021, and we still didn't, because the people we was going to see, I did some videos of actually getting a Tron poster and getting a Streets of Fire poster, and neither one of those, Bruce Boxleitner,
neither one of them.
I'll post his name, but Perret of Streets of Fire, neither one, they all canceled. So we said, well, no use going. There's nobody. The Drewdrop didn't really have nobody to see.
There was nobody there really that I really liked. I mean, there was a couple people, but like some anime voice actors, but they voice like such minor roles that there's no point of.
And they had like plexiglass for pictures and
a lot of other things that we're not going to get into because people have their own opinions about that. People weren't doing that, so we just skipped it out.
We skipped it all the way up to this year in March, and luckily it was our last time we could actually use our tickets, so they weren't going to extend them any more.
Because the guy from Lexington Comic Con announced that yes, you would be able to transfer them to the March 2022 show, but this will be the final time. This is it. There's no more. Bringing it to the later 2022 show or the 2023 show. I mean that's it. That's all. You can't bring any more. Your tickets are done. You're gonna have to get new tickets.
So what we decided to do, I happened to find one person, Nick Maley, which had done the special effects for Krull. And you know how much you like my channel.
Oh,
you know how much I love Krull. So I didn't really have a lot of financially able to buy a lot of people anyway, so I was glad a lot of people that I wanted to see didn't show back up besides him. So I was going to get his signature and picture, and Drewdrop had the biggest haul of ever. I think tell him which people you got to see.
I saw 3 people. Okay, 3 people, and these were iconic people too. Like they wasn't like
his Dragon Ball stuff.
Like it was like these were big voice actors in the anime industry, the acting industry, English dub industry. They were the biggest. I saw Sean Schimmel, the voice actor of Goku. Goku himself, I got to meet. And if Sean Schimmel, you're watching this, you are the absolute GOAT. You were awesome.
But you let him do a quote.
Yeah, you let me do a quote. Even though you don't often do quotes, you still did it, and you were awesome. That was, I met Sean Schimmel.
Well,
and then I met...
just a second on Sean Schimmel. I just got a story about Sean Schimmel. We waited forever in his line. And we could see Chris Abbott's line behind us, and his was going.
Yeah, Chris Abbott.
Sean Schimmel was a little bit late. So that's why when he went up there to get the signature from him, we asked him if we could do a quote, and he said, I don't normally do quotes.
Yeah.
Sean Schimmel talking. He said, I normally don't do quotes, but since I was a little late and everything, I'll do it for you, as long as it's not a really long quote.
And it was not. It was I will not let you destroy my world from Battle of Gods when he powered up against Beerus. And I knew I had to get that, and we'll have the picture up of the signature.
Yeah,
and I had like an actual canvas of the Xenoverse 2 artwork with Goku on it. And it looks so complete. It completes my room. It looks really, really good. So thank you, Sean Schimmel, for being the absolute GOAT and signing the quote on there and being such a nice guy. And everybody was nice. Nick Maley was nice, and my other two guests were nice with Chris Sabat. I got to get Chris Sabat.
Yeah.
He was awesome. He's a legendary voice actor in the English dub department. I mean, he's voiced multiple different characters. He voiced All Might in My Hero Academia. He voiced Piccolo in Dragon Ball Z. He voiced the dragon in Dragon Ball Z. He voices all kinds of different characters from One Piece, Dragon Ball, My Hero Academia. Everything that you could think of that's an anime, he's done at least one voice in that anime, because he's just such a iconic voice actor. They have to bring him in for every single one of them, and he does such a good job. And he was so nice here. He was incredibly, really into it, friendly. He was just awesome, and people loved him. I mean, that line was going, woo! And this was on a Friday.
Yeah, he'd been doing it for a good hour and a half maybe before we got up there to him, and he was just like we were the first in line, and he got my camera away from me because we paid for the picture and the quote and all that. He took the camera away from me, and I said, don't put me in the picture, go ahead and take pictures with him. And he did selfies, and I'll show them all here. He had several selfies in a row of him just
him just going
with him and Drewdrop in the picture. And then he said, well, let's take a picture with the guy that brought you here. And I was in the picture too. So I thought that was really cool, because I've never met the guy. I'm not a big Dragon Ball fan. He knows that. I mean, you don't have to tell the Drewdrop that. He knows that. But I thought he was the coolest, and so was Sean Schimmel, and so was the other actor.
And what was so cool, because when people were there and they were meeting Chris Sabat, they were all having a good time. Everybody was just there, and they were they were living it. They were living it. We were in our dream. We were meeting our dream hero that voiced all these legendary characters. So we were just. It was just cool seeing everybody just as excited as I was to see Chris Sabat.
And we went on a Friday, because before we went on Friday, we could just walk up and get the signatures. But no, this time it was packed, especially for the anime characters.
Oh,
there were several other ones there, and they were definitely doing good business. The anime is definitely ripe in Kentucky. You know what I'm saying?
See, anime, it has been, for a long time, it was niche for a very, very long time. But very recently, in the past, year and a half to 2 years or 2 years and a half, it has begun ridiculously popular. People I've seen everywhere, people wearing Demon Slayer shirts, My Hero Academia shirts, and Dragon Ball shirts, Naruto shirts, all kinds of stuff. Buying mangas up. It's really good to see the anime community grow to such an extent. And the last person that I met at Lexington Comic Con was.
Wait, before you mention it, what did you put the quote down for Chris Sabat, and what character did you sign?
I signed him for All Might from My Hero Academia. He did. I wanted to get his. Now you're probably wondering why I didn't get Vegeta's. I probably will go back at some point if he goes to another con or something. Probably will go back and get him as Vegeta. He voices so many characters, you can't get him for everybody because it's ridiculous. But I want to do All Might first because I want to have him on my Hero Academia poster. And my quote was that it's your turn. And that was from season 3 when he defeated All For One. Well, he thought he defeated All For One. He defeated All For One, and he put his finger out to Pandoria, and he said, now it's your turn. I thought that was awesome, so I had him sign that.
Yeah, and I had a little funny story. He saw the portrait he had of Sean Schimmel's character of Goku in his hand. He said, let me see what you got there. After he took our pictures and everything.
Yeah.
Said, and Drewdrop showed him the picture of Goku with the signature from Sean Schimmel. And what did he say?
He said, it's like, oh. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And he said, yeah, it's cool. Now you have a clown on your wall.
A nice picture of a clown put on your wall.
Yeah, because, Vegeta, calls Kakarot a clown. Oh, you clown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He kind of even said it kind of like a Vegeta kind of.
Oh, yeah. He definitely would be able to call up the voices, and he sounded just like he's supposed to. He's the voice actor, I know.
And he
sounded really good.
And what was even more funny, we was standing there right before we got to him. He was there and he went, it's because I am here! From All Might, and he ended up scaring the woman that was there.
Oh, yeah. He did really good.
I thought that was really funny. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I scared you.
Yeah, just like he kept the voices going.
Yeah.
Okay, now.
And then the last person I met here at the Lexington Comic Con was actually a fairly new voice actor because this anime's not been around for that many years, but it's gotten really, really popular right now. Now is, of course, Zach Aguilar as Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. I met him as the final one, and he was awesome. He was absolutely wonderful. He was friendly. Everything.
A young guy, too.
Really young because I think he's not been in it that long. I think this Demon Slayer was probably one of his first ones that he did. But he did a really great job as voicing Tanjiro in that series in the English dub. I even waited for the season 2 like a while. I waited about 2 or 3 months for that thing to get released over here because I wanted for the dub version because that's the one I watched. And I know people have their opinions on that, but I've waited for the dub, and he liked that, and I told him that. He loved it.
And I even told him that I'm not an anime fan, and I said, but I really liked the movie, The Mugen Train.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really good, had a good heart, and it was very, you couldn't predict what was going to happen in the movie, and I just thought it was a well-done movie.
It was
He liked that
movie.
really well, because he knew that it was reaching out beyond just the fan base.
And then he told me, I'm still in the process of watching season 2. It's every week right now. Every week they're airing new episodes of season 2 dub. See, he's already recorded the whole thing. He's already done the whole thing all the way through.
And he told you to.
He told me. I said, I'm excited to see it. Mugen Train was great. Hopefully it's good. He said, you thought Mugen Train was awesome? The last episodes, the climax of season 2 blows it out of the water.
He said even the voice actors were kind of shocked.
The voice actors were shocked at the things that happened, and I haven't gotten spoiled yet, so I cannot wait to see what's going to happen in these last episodes because I'm reaching the climax right now. I'm about just a couple episodes away from the end, and I cannot wait. But yeah, Zach Aguilar was great, and the quote I had him sign was, you have no choice but to go on living. Because he was in that in season 1 because he was telling that one guy that lost all of his family that sometimes you just gotta move on. Even though you might be in dark times, you gotta move on. I thought that was really a great quote for Tanjiro from the series. And yeah, so
you got pictures with we'll have them on here of Sean Schimmel and Chris Abbott, but we didn't take one with
Zach Aguilar.
We still, we got to talk to him, and every one of them was so friendly. It was just we've never had a bad person that you go and they just don't want to be there. Or something. It seemed like everyone that we saw really loved their fans, and I just gotta say, I went to, like I said, see Nick Maley.
Oh yeah, my dad, he had a good time with Nick Maley.
Yeah, and I was kind of worried about talking to him because I, revere him so much as the special effects person that created the Beast in Krull, and he's done Yoda, he's done all different types of special effects out there. Just you can Google his name and you'll find out he's a legend in the field, like a Stan Winston would be with special effects. He worked with Stan Winston.
Yeah.
When I got up to him, I was going to be scared, and I said, no, I'm just going to treat him just like anybody else. If somebody you see, they're friendly, which I still was very excited to see him. I just wasn't as nervous as I normally am. But I got up to him, and we was like one of the first people he had for the day, I think.
Yeah.
He was still putting his stuff out. And I started talking to him, and I said, and I think he thought I was going to talk about Star Wars.
He thought that you were going to talk about Star Wars. He even said, like, most people get me for Yoda.
Yeah, and I said, I just want to tell you, I love Krull. And it just almost like shocked him.
Yeah.
For a second, because everybody knows on my channel I love Krull, but everybody knows also that Krull is not considered a classic movie by no stretch of the imagination. I love it because I was a teenager. One of the first movies I ever, one of the first movies I ever saw by myself at the Mitchell Theater. And I just told him I just poured out how much I liked this movie, how much I cared about this movie, how I loved how he brought the Beast to life with his practical effects, and he just beamed because he was so happy. He went and got a book out of there with all different pictures of the set of the Beast where they created Krull, and he was talking about it, and I was just explaining how I thought he was a legend in my mind, and Drewdrop could see it because he was like freaking out that I was freaking out. So I mean,
I was happy to see him happy.
Yeah. And Nick Maley just made my whole day. I mean, he was just super friendly, talked just like a regular person. I can't say enough about my experience with him. We took a picture together, which I'll display here, and he looked at my poster. I've got I'll show you the way he put it on there.
He saw the poster and everything, and he said that our poster that we have here at the house is in better quality and better shape than the one that he had at his museum.
Yeah, he has a museum of all the stuff he's worked on, and I couldn't believe that because I was like, I thought it was good shape, but I didn't know it was that good shape. So he signed it to me, and I was so happy to get the picture with him. I was so happy to meet him. I thought that was the greatest thing. And Nick Maley, if you're out there, yes. I loved that conversation we had, and I hope you did very good at the con and made as much money as you could make.
Hopefully someday, we'll get a 4K release. Hopefully.
I even asked him that.
Yeah.
I asked him, I said, if they come to you with a commentary, you're going to do a commentary for Krull, because they've already done a commentary. He said he did it for Life Force, and Life Force is even, nothing against Life Force, the movie, but I love his special effects in Life Force, but the movie wasn't very good, which I know they can say, well, Krull wasn't very good either, but if they did a special features for him, and then they released a 4K for that movie, I thought maybe they would be getting up with him, Shout Factory would be getting up with him for Krull. And unfortunately, he said no, they hadn't had any dealings with that. But I'm hoping, since it's going to be the 40th anniversary
next year
for Krull, that they will do a 4K release of the movie. It deserves that. Some of the stuff that they're putting on 4K right now, you can't tell me Krull doesn't deserve.
Sword and the Sorcerer got a 4K. I know it jumped Blu-ray.
I know, that's what I'm saying, and I'm like, why can that? This movie's better, box office wise and everything than that one, and it's very low budget. And I love both of those movies, but I'm hoping that our time is coming and we will get that, because Sony did a survey and we told them we wanted it.
And I think eventually we will get it. I just don't know when we'll get it,
But I'd just like to say to Nick Maley, I appreciate the experience of getting to meet you, and it made my whole day. It was my bucket list. It was everything I always wanted. So that was my great experience. Do you have any more experiences at the con that you want to talk about?
There's a lot of cosplay people there. From what I could see, there was a lot of My Hero Academia people there dressed up as the My Hero characters, and some people had some of the Jujutsu Kaisen stuff on too. But the only thing was I didn't take that many pictures with them because they were all on Chris Sabat's line. So
and two, we had to wait in line to get those, so we didn't get out of line for a while.
And there is one. It was a good con and everything, but there's only one problem. Actually, only two problems I had with the con. First off, there's no places to sit down.
No, he's pretty much standing.
Your legs were going to be toast. You think there's going to be any benches or anything like that? No, there is not. You literally, if you want to sit down, you have to sit down on the hard floor. All right? There was not enough places to sit down. A lot of people's legs got really tired really, really fast.
That's what made us leave a lot faster.
Yeah, it made us leave a lot faster because our legs were hurting so much.
And you couldn't find a place to sit unless you just want to sit right on your butt or on the floor.
Yeah, and then the vendors. Okay, I get that you guys want to have vendors, and I get that why they're there and everything like that.
They had cool stuff.
They had cool stuff, but the problem was that, I don't know what it was, but it felt really, I don't know, like we was on top of each other. It felt like people were on top of each other. I was way too close to people. It was just, we were literally like shoulder to shoulder. I could not look at anything. Because we was literally, when we would look at like movies, they had like a movie thing up, we'd be like this.
Yeah.
Like we'd be like that.
People going around you would be right on top of you, and you didn't want to stop and look at anything because you felt like you were holding up the line. And that's just because there was so many people there. I understand that too, but just felt like they should have maybe put less vendors and more space.
And then, what was it? It felt like a lot of the shots were just repeating. There was just a lot of
all the same thing.
A lot of same stuff across the whole vendor thing. But I thought it was really poorly done there, where there's just, it felt like everybody was on top of each other, especially with we're getting out of the virus stuff now. But I mean, some people are still not fully comfortable with going into the stuff like that. Places like that all crammed together. You think that would be a bad thing with all of us being together. You can spread germs around, whatever it can be. So
I wouldn't worry about that part.
But I'm just saying, like, some people do worry about that, and I think that's a bad thing, and I just think that they need to improve that for the next thing.
I just think they need to, which I think the whole Rupp Arena, see, this takes place on the they'd redone the whole Rupp Arena, and this was like they had stuff on the outside of the Rupp Arena where they had new halls and stuff. And I don't think the whole place is completely opened yet. And I think they may have more room in the next couple of times.
Yeah, because the Rupp Arena area has been under construction for a very long time for the past couple of years.
They're about done.
They're about done finally, but it's been a long, reconstruction. But I think, do you think maybe it could have been done earlier, but then the virus screwed everything up and maybe slowed it down?
Because they slowed down a lot of construction. But
yeah.
What I'm going to say, though, the reason we had no problems last time we went to the Comic Con, it was on the Rupp Arena floor, and you had all the bleachers up there you could go sit in after you got
there. There's tons of seats available, and you didn't feel like that your legs were going to snap underneath you. But this one, it was completely different. It was just not enough seats, so I do think they need to put some sort of benches or some sort of thing for you to sit on, because it was ridiculous. They need to address that problem as fast as possible. But other than that, it was all good. The directions were good, and I liked the way at Lexington Comic Con, before the con even started, they were putting out videos on telling you where to go and stuff.
Oh yeah, we drove right up to the spot.
That was great. They had it all self-explanatory. It was all simple. You didn't have to. It ain't like Fanboy, and you have to go through all these different hoops and her.
Yeah, I like
Fanboy, even though we met the Karate Kid people there, it was probably the worst con I've ever been to. That thing was confusing as... Ugh.
Yeah, so this was, as far as they got their stuff down pat, they definitely got their stuff down pat for Lexington Comic Con.
They knew what they were doing.
Just these critiques are just things that, we talk about the seating and the spacing. That was small compared to what it could have been.
Oh, yeah.
I think they did a tremendous job there. For sure.
I think they did a great job. Like I said, the problems that we had at Lexington Comic Con, they're nothing compared to the problems we had at Fanboy. The Fanboy was definitely by far the worst. It was awful.
But I have nothing else to say about the thing. Do you have anything else to say, Drewdrop?
Nah, that's it.
We had a blast. We loved it. We would go back if we had money. You definitely have to take a lot of money.
Oh yeah, you got to definitely
do that.
Definitely take a lot of money.
They took cash and debit, some of them did.
But some did cash only, some did credit card only. So they wanted you to take a little bit of both. So just be aware of that if you go to another con here soon. Especially Lexington. Just be sure to have a little bit of both. Debit.
I think
both debit and cash, just in case.
We paid. I think everything else at the arena was actually debit only credit only because they got rid of cash.
Yeah.
But all the vendors and stuff took it, differently, cash and stuff. But that's what it seems like the world's going to anyway.
That seems like what they're trying to do.
That's another video.
That's a whole other topic.
But also, we just like to say, thank you guys. If you want to go to a con, please try the Lexington Comic Con out.
Yeah.
It's usually, I don't know if they're doing it twice a year now or just once a year.
So I don't know if there's going to be a one for later this year.
I know that they're going to have Scarefest, which is in the same building.
Yeah, I know they're going to have Scarefest later this year. Ain't Freddy Krueger?
Freddy Krueger and almost the whole Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4 cast is going to be there.
I might go to that, because I kind of want to go to Scarefest.
I know Movie Freak would love that for sure.
Yeah, I would love to go with the Movie Freak. I think that would be a really good, really good adventure, because I haven't been to Scarefest in a really long time. The last time I went to Scarefest was it was quite a long time ago, and I remember Chloe and Nathan, went. We'll have some pictures up here when we went back a couple years ago. But it was really fun when we went and everything, so I cannot wait. If we do go this year, we're definitely, of course, going to film it and everything, but I don't know. That's coming out this year. I don't know if they're going to have a fall show for Lexington Comic Con or not. I don't know, but my assumption is that they would have just the one for next year, and that'd be it, but...
Yeah, I know they do one about March every year.
So, yeah.
So, we're just going to say thank you all for watching.
Oh, yes.
Please like and share this video on social media with your friends and tell them about the Badraven and the Drewdrop and our channel. We would really appreciate that. We're going on a road to 1,000 subscribers, and anything you could do for that would really help us. And always remember the Badraven is your friend. And we got merchandise now, so just check out. There'll be a link in the description of the merchandise. You can buy some shirts and hoodies and stickers and stuff, and you would really help out the channel that way, because I get a small portion of that if we sell anything. So, I just want to say, from the Drewdrop and the Badraven, we really appreciate you here, and we're going to let you go, and we'll talk at you later, and
Drewdrop out.
Goodbye.